Hey guys, it's Grayson. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, pretty please subscribe, give this video a like, leave me some comments as you're watching, let me know what you think. So I did not feel like doing a full face of makeup today. It was one of those kind of days, and usually if I'm not gonna do a full face of makeup, I'm doing something where I'm like talking. So we are doing something I've already done, but I'm on camera for it. So today I just put on my some mascara with my magnetic lashes, a little bit of brow, and like a little flush of blush because I have a big look to do for a collab tomorrow. So I was like, I'm not doing a whole shebang today, but I wanted it to look like I wasn't so pale and like I had eyes. So that's where we're at right now. But we're doing another part of my palette collection, which usually I just do the overhead setup and I'm not on camera for, but I thought we would switch it up a little bit. So my last like big set of palettes, it's all one brand because I've been doing it by brand, and then at the end when I have everything that's left over and it's kind of mix match, I would do that. But the last like full brand like collection of palettes I have is all of my Jeffree Star palettes. And so I thought we would go through all of the Jeffree palettes. I literally own every single one that he has made. So I thought on top of going through them as my collection, which I don't remember what part this is, part palette collection, part whatever, 5, 6, I don't even know. But I thought we would rank the palettes or rate the palettes. So we're going to rate my Jeffree Star palettes / go through my collection. So they're not going to be in order of like how they came out or anything. They're going to be in order of, I think we're going to go least favorite to favorite, which I love all my Jeffree palettes. Like they're all good, but there are definitely obviously ones that I like more than others. So we're going to just dive in. And we're gonna start with the palette that's lowest on the totem pole here for me, and that's going to be Blue Blood, which I love the packaging on Blue Blood. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I think the whole like trunk vibe for the trunk palettes is amazing. Love it, love it. But I am not a big blue or green person. I did think that this palette color story was really pretty, but I just don't wear these type of colors. I just don't. But with Jeffree, he is the one like brand where I collect his palettes, as in like all of them. So I know it kind of sounds silly, but I own every single one of them, and I will continue to do that because I also do have like, I might do someone else's makeup or friends might come and like somebody will use it. But so I don't even know how many palettes are here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like 15. Is it 15? So this is number 15 at the bottom here is Blue Blood, which, I'm sorry, Blue Blood. It's still a good palette. I'm just not a blues girl. I have done a couple, like when I've been in a blue sort of mood, I've done a couple of like blue looks with this that were good, but just not my top palette. So then, let's see, second down here would be, or you know, number 14. Pretty sure it's 15 because these are all Jeffree Star Cosmetics only. This, I do also have the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette, but I didn't include that in this. This is all just Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But that Morphe Jeffree Star palette, I don't know if I might have put it in my Morphe palettes video. I can't remember if I did or not. I should have. I don't think I did, but that palette wasn't the greatest. But number 14 I would say would be Alien. Again, I don't dislike any of these palettes, but for this palette, this is just not one that I like lean toward a lot. It's you know, got some greens in there, but my favorite shades in the palette would definitely be, like, I've made so many looks that I love like for every day with this mustard color called Martian Soil. Grayson can't talk. But anyway, the shade Martian Soil, and then I do like Phone Home as well, but those are like the more neutral shades, and I probably have like 80 other of that same color in other palettes. But if I do need a pop of a bright green, the first thing I think of is Alien from this palette, and it is like a very neat color story, and I loved the packaging on this palette. I thought it was really, really cool, and you cannot buy this palette anymore unless you get it from like a resale. So, ooh, don't yawn on camera. Come on now, Grayson. Come on. Okay, so let's see. That was number 14. Let's get down into what number 13 would be, which I am going to say Beauty Killer, which is the original palette. And I didn't have this like from the get-go. I actually just recently got this because I wanted to have all of his palettes, because I've been purchasing each palette at launch from the time of his third palette, but I didn't have these first two, which was Beauty Killer and Androgyny. But Beauty Killer, it's a beautiful palette. I just, again, don't reach for it as much as, like, I love the shade Courtney, another neutral shade. It has that beautiful bright pink star power in here, but this is very like classic because it's the first Jeffree Star palette ever. This is just not my like number one palette. I feel like I'm like defending myself. I'm like literally rating them. But yeah, this would be number 13 for me. And then let's see, number 12. I would say let's go with one. It would be one of the minis. So I have both versions of the mini Controversy palette, and when they put in the green shade, which it is a beautiful shade, but I don't like how they did this. I don't find it necessary that we need 3 blues. Like I feel like they should have kept, let's see, because the shade that they took out of here was Cry on My Couch, and I feel like they should have kept it. But I don't know. So I guess I would put the green version of the mini Controversy down here in the 15, 14, 13, 12th spot. I'm going to keep forgetting like what number I'm on, but I had to have it because of that green shade that everybody freaked out about, which is called Put It Back, because they were like, put it back, ma'am. But so then next up would be the original mini Controversy, which isn't bad, but I can't do a lot with this because, again, like I'm not into these shades like at all, and I felt like they could have done one or the other and been done. So that's just my opinion, but I do like the shades Diet Root Beer, which is in the bigger palette. I like Cry on My Couch, My Boyfriend's Purse, and then My Apology is a good like lower lash shade. So there is number 11. Let's see, 10. This is hard. I'm getting to the point where like these are the palettes that I like. So I would say the big Conspiracy now. So the like Conspiracy palette itself would be my number 10 spot. Everybody was very excited for this palette. The hype was very large. I actually really loved the packaging that they ended up with. It's really neat. I like the whole black packaging situation, and I like the colors that they chose because of the whole like story behind it when watching all the series and everything, which I will have had the disclaimer in the beginning, but I'm not here to do drama. If you leave any negative comments in regards to how you feel about the person that was in collaboration with this palette or Jeffree, you're gone, you're out, because I'm not here for any of the drama. I'm talking about my makeup. This is my makeup that I own. I personally still purchase Jeffree Star's makeup. Like, that's me. You don't have to do that. Please feel free to have your own opinions and do whatever it is you want to do, but I'm just here rating my palettes. So do not say anything in my comments because I'm just gonna delete it. And you are very much welcome to not watch my video. So that's me being serious for about 2.5 seconds. Let's get back to rating our makeup now. So yeah, with Conspiracy, I've reached for this a few times, but then I haven't. Like that food videos shade is not the greatest in the world, and I don't know, the color story was just very different. So this would be number 10. The shades I do love are the pink shades, and then the Not a Fact is a beautiful like wine colored shade. And I've made a really cute look with this palette with the shade Cheese Dust and Not a Fact and Just a Theory. That made a good look. So it's not a bad palette, but I'm starting to get to the point where I'm looking at all my palettes that I'm like in love with, and they are definitely more toward the top than this one was for me. But packaging was really cool. Watching the process of it being made was really cool. Going to Morphe for launch before Morphe, no longer carried them, was fun. It was an experience. I met, I can't remember if I met people I met a really nice girl at Conspiracy. That's right. I met a really sweet girl at Conspiracy. I've met some people at launches that like are really nice. Okay, so that was number 10. Let's go number 9, which I'm gonna say would be the Mini Breaker palette. I love the packaging on this. This is like one of the cutest packaging moments for me. And I do love the colors. So I have used this quite a bit. A good pink and purple look is definitely coming out of this palette. Very, very cute. But it's just, one of those more toward the bottom, guys. But this is one of my favorite palettes. Like, honestly, out of all the mini palettes, my favorite is the Mini Orgy, because I like it. I know it's all shimmers, but like I really enjoy that palette. But second to that, as far as the minis go, would be this for sure. So this is definitely, I love this Hot Fudge brown shade. So this is a good little palette. So that is our little 9th place baby right there. And then coming in at 8th after that would be the Androgyny palette. This palette is absolutely gorgeous. Any look that I have created with this so far, and then I had my best friend do a look on me with this. Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Like, love it, love it. So this is a really good one. Who's 7? Who's number 7? This is starting to get hard. I'm gonna, no. I'm like, oh yeah, no. So 7 would have to be, maybe I'll go with my gut. Maybe it is. No. I'm like, oh crap. Crappity crap. Okay, I guess I'm going with my gut. Number 7 is gonna be Blood Sugar. Strike me down, like, oh my god, don't, like, but this is one of the best Jeffree palettes. One of the best Jeffree palettes, yes, I agree. Beautiful, gorgeous. Ended up having to do pre-order on this because it sold out in literally like 0.2 seconds. Have made so many wonderful neutral pinky looks with this palette. Love it. Love the whole setup. This was the first like trunk palette and it's amazing. But some of his like other stuff just really tops it for me. So this is number 7. But Blood Sugar was definitely like, I feel like this is like the Jeffree palette, in my opinion. Like Blood Sugar kind of like set that tone because it was that first trunk palette, and it kind of like pushed everything to the top of like what it was going to be going forward. So we love Blood Sugar, but some of these other palettes were like my favorites. So number 6 for me. Let's go. This is getting really hard because these are all the palettes that I really do enjoy. So let's see, 6. Yeah, okay. Let's put, for 6, I would definitely say Cremated. So yeah, love Cremated so much, but I don't do like dark smoky eyes as often as I do neutral or like more colorful eyes. So that's why I'm just gonna put it down here in the 6th spot. But this palette is absolutely beautiful. These newer formulas in here, these like metallic whatever we got going on, are absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful palette as far as like the tones and how many different like tones of gray you have in here. Like this is like the ultimate smoky eye palette. I just don't do smoky eyes as much. So number 6, let's see, number 5 is gonna be Bloodlust. So Bloodlust, and it's beautiful. I still have it in its box here. The packaging on this was one of my favorite packaging moments of all time. I'm absolutely in love with the dark like royal purple crushed velvet situation. Like this packaging is absolutely gorgeous. This might be my favorite packaging overall from Jeffree, because like I love me some purple, and this whole situation is just absolutely beautiful. And I love this. It's like, it looks like a fancy jewelry box with its little gold knob. But I'm in love with this palette because of the shades in it. Like I love that it has that pop of like turquoise that kind of sets it off, and you just have like all these colors like mesh really well together. I love the pinks. I love the more like metallic glittery shades. Like the shade Wet Jewel is absolutely beautiful. I haven't done any swatches of anything because I try to not make these videos insanely long, but you might just have to trust me. But I love Bloodlust as far as like this packaging. I know it's big, I know it's crazy, but it just is one of those things where it sets it off, because like this in here is like fabric on the inside, and I don't know, it's just crazy to me that Jeffree does so awesome packaging and then makes it still so affordable, because like who does that? But this is number 5. She is very beautiful, love her so much. Waited in a very long line. Actually, lies. For Conspiracy, I was, because these were the 2 that I went like for launch before COVID happened. And Conspiracy, I was further back in line, even though I was there extremely early. Bloodlust, I was like right up at the front. So I was in the first group into the store. So, but I was there at said mall at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, because when you want to go to launch, you gotta be on your game and get there and do the things. But loved Bloodlust. I loved the whole aesthetic of the whole Bloodlust collection. So let's see, I want to say 4, 3, no, I lied. Okay, so number 4 is going to be the Mini Orgy. It is my favorite mini palette. I know that there was some batch issues and they're talking about sending out replacements, so I'm kind of wondering if the replacement is going to be better than this, because mine that I got came and seems to be fine. Like the formula seems fine to me. They all performed well whenever I swatched them. So I'm curious to see if the replacement, the formula is better, because this is already good to me. But they are saying that they're trying to send out replacements because they had formulation batch issues, which I also love that that's how Jeffree handles his situations, that he's just like, oh, there was something wrong and I'm just going to completely fix it, and like you don't have to do anything. Like that's how you should handle things. This was a good little palette to me, and I could like grab this and use any of these for like a topper or an inner corner highlight and be like good to go. So this was a win for me, and it is one of the newest palettes. So let's see, so we've got 3, 2, and 1 now. So I'm gonna put Jawbreaker in 3rd, because come on, like the most beautiful, oh my god. So we've got Jawbreaker in 3rd, the most beautiful like version of a rainbow palette to me. I love that so many of these shades are like in that lighter, they're not so much pastel, but they're in that like lighter color family. So this purple is like a lavender. We've got the beautiful bubblegum pink, which I love. And so I was obsessed with Jawbreaker, and I've made some really pretty looks with this. I did like a purple galaxy look with this palette, and I just love this palette so much. I love the whole aesthetic of it. And so Jawbreaker is number 3 for me. And then number 2 is going to be Thirsty. This was one of my like favorite palettes, and honestly it probably would have been number 1 had obviously we know what's left, which is Orgy. Had Orgy not just come out, this would be in first place right now. But I was obsessed with Thirsty. I've used it so much. Sorry guys, I've been getting interrupted and I'm having a very frustrating day with my upstairs neighbors. For Thirsty, which is our second place palette, I love this top row so much, and this middle row was like the first time he did the ultra metallic shades, and they're like very glittery, and you can probably tell that Snatched is like super dipped into. And I probably, like, after getting this palette for the longest time, this was like the shade that I put on my lid like every day. And I got compliments on it all the time, and I haven't done any swatches thus far this video, but I feel like this is necessary because it's so glittery, but it's so soft, and it's so just like everything that I need in my life, and it's like that perfect rose gold shade. And I love that this palette, like the middle row, is very much like your metals kind of row. So you have like your silver, your gold, your rose gold, bronze, like, so if I ever need any of those colors, like we have Filthy Rich, which is the gold shade, and then we have Plunge. I love Plunge so much, which is the bronze. But these are just like everything. If I ever need a silver, like one of the first things I think of is Divine, which it's less glittery, it's more just like very chrome, but like, and these shadows I've had since Thirsty came out as well. So these are like older, and they're the most beautiful things ever. Like now I feel like I'm probably going to be dipping back into those soon because I haven't in a little while, but they were like some of my favorite shadows. And then we also have Lick, which is a like deeper gold that's like more bronzy gold. But like that whole middle row of the Thirsty palette is like everything. So I absolutely loved it. I loved the like teal shade in there, and then the browns, like all of this and those like brown shades, just a beautiful neutral eye with like a big pop of glitter on the lid. This palette was just a big win for me, which a lot of people had. They didn't like Thirsty, and I'm like, how do you not like Thirsty? How do you not like Thirsty? It's like my favorite Jeffree palette. So yeah, but number 2, love her to death. Okay, got those swatches cleaned up, but last but not least is our newest palette from Jeffree, and that is the Orgy palette. And it's crazy to me that such a new palette that I haven't used as much is like number 1 for me in my mind, but it is, because my very first time using it, I had never been like so happy with a neutral look, and I am a big neutrals girl at heart. So the whole Orgy collection thing, with this being all matte and all neutral, and then having that shimmers with the mini Orgy, is like perfect to me. But this is just everything. This is everything I want. This is beautiful. So it's number 1 for me. Honestly, if I could just like tie the top, it would be Thirsty and then this. But I just love it. You can't go wrong. Like, you can just grab this and go, and you have everything that you need. And I know I look a little pale. I think the lighting in here honestly just changed up a little bit because the clouds moved. But yeah, Orgy's number 1. And I honestly couldn't believe it myself, but there's so many browns from so many other brands that throughout the day they just fade off and disappear off your face, and I did like a nice deep brown outer corner look with this, and it didn't budge and it didn't disappear, and I was just so happy. So definitely these two are like the tops for me, which I know some people are gonna be like, what? Because I know there's a lot of people, I feel like, with their Jeffree palettes, like Blood Sugar is probably going to be at the top for them, or maybe Bloodlust. I've seen Bloodlust has been pretty popular, but these are like my top 2 for me. Before I was all into color and doing creative looks and everything, neutral is like where I'm at, like in my heart of hearts. I can throw on a neutral look and that's when I feel like so pretty all the time. So these are it. And like, especially because thirsty, like I can do neutral with a pop of color, and that's a big deal for me. And there's kind of a little bit of like all the tones I love in there. But then yeah, Orgy, like you can just grab this and you're just good. Like you're just good to go on neutrals, and like it's every like undertone, every tone from lightest to darkest. Like this is so good. This to me was so good. And like regardless of the crazy name, whatever, you can depot this and put it in a magnetic palette. But like these shades, this is beautiful to me. So that was my palette collection part, whatever, and also rating the palettes. So I thought that would be something a little different and fun to do. So we've gone through all 15 of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes, and they're all sitting here and I'm like, oh, so many of them and they're so beautiful. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me babble and stumble over my words, because I seem to have so much trouble talking these days. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of me rating my palettes. And since I have not rated like my other palettes that I've shown for my collection, I could go back and rate other ones if you guys enjoy this. And I will see you guys on the next video. We have something where we're actually going to be like doing makeup coming up later in the week. I love you guys so much. Please, if you're feeling it, leave the video a like and subscribe to my channel. It would help me out so much. And I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.